I'd like to start this video by saying to all my fellow Dune fans, I know how you feel. Many of us have been waiting quite a long time to see a faithful adaptation of Frank Herbert's beloved sci-fi epic. That wait has just been extended as it was just announced that Villeneuve's Dune, which was originally set to release on December 18th of 2020, has now been pushed back to October of 2021. This news is disappointing, but I must say I'm not surprised. Personally, I've been expecting this news, especially in the wake of Tenet's poor domestic box office numbers, and the headlines that have come out revealing more and more cinema chains closing down. Days ago, it was reported that Cineworld and Regal theater chains were closing. This was reportedly due to the newest James Bond movie, No Time to Die, being delayed to April 2nd of 2021. When the official trailer for Dune was released, instead of displaying the intended premiere date of December 18th, it merely stated only in theaters, which to me was an indication that Warner Bros. Was not dead set on their initial theatrical release date, and was still waiting to see how events panned out. Since the trailer debuted, more blockbusters have continued to set new release dates, so it seems it was just a matter of time. At this time, the new release date for Dune is scheduled for October 1st of 2021. However, The Batman is also scheduled for that same release date, and it's highly unlikely Warner Bros. Will stick with the same date for both of their films. So even if they stick with an October release, I would expect some more shuffling around either with Dune or The Batman's premiere date. But in this video, I'd like to talk about the silver lining in this news. I try to stay positive with this channel and the content I release, as there is enough bad news in the world as it is. I know that these will probably be unpopular opinions for many, but I'm going to be honest about my feelings on this. The first positive thing I can think of from this news is that by pushing back the film to a later release date, it makes it more likely that theaters will be able to have more people in the audience, leading to greater chances of making this movie a financial success. The previous attempt at an adaptation of Dune to the big screen in 1984 turned out to be a substantial box office failure. The fact that this new attempt only covers half of Frank Herbert's first book has many concerned that if it similarly doesn't make money, we might not get to see a second part. So this move by the studio to bump back the release date appears to give it a chance to make some money and ensure that at least the second part of this two-part adaptation gets greenlit. Another benefit that comes from pushing back the release date for this movie is that it gives Villeneuve plenty of time to make adjustments, edits, and tweaks to the film in order to get it right. It's no secret that making Dune has been Villeneuve's dream project since he was a child, and in a recent interview for the Shanghai Film Festival, he pointed out the fact that the current restrictions due to the pandemic had eliminated the luxury of time they thought they had before the original December 18th release. They had to wait several months in order to get clearance to do some planned reshoots for the film, and he commented that now it would be a sprint to the finish, as he was having to play catch-up to have all the footage assembled in time. Obviously, language like that provided some cause for concern as to whether or not it will negatively affect the finished product. But now that some 10 months have been added, it seems like the people working in post-production for this project will have as much time as they need to do this film justice. Another concern of mine that has been somewhat alleviated by this news is the fact that I and many others strongly desire to see this film in IMAX. However, in many areas of the world, the possibility of doing so is limited due to local government restrictions, with many areas still having theaters that aren't planning on opening anytime soon. However, moving the release date back gives many fans a better chance to see this film on the big screen, as it should be. So while this news is disappointing, at the end of the day I want this film to be successful. If it turns out to be a truly faithful adaptation of the source material that I fell in love with as a child, I want the studio and the people who worked on the film to be rewarded for that by having the opportunity to make the concluding second part, which will round out the iconic story of Frank Herbert's Dune. But I'd like to know how you feel about this news. Are you disappointed, grateful, or perhaps a bit of both? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy content. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.